Danielle Smith is actually under fire by the media for somebody else wearing a shirt, standing next to Danielle Smith and taking a photo. I know it's really weird that we have to address this, but here we are. Welcome back to another video, everybody. I'd like to encourage you to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps grow the channel, as well as visit the merch link down in the description below, as well as the pinned comment below, so that we can have matching hats. Keep calm and never vote Liberal. There's also a Freedom collection. There's also a Alberta collection if you'd like to support your Pride for Alberta. Not Pride as in June Pride, but Pride as in yeehaw type of pride. All right, let's get into this story here. Let's take a look at the shirt. So first of all, Danielle Smith took a photo with this guy's shirt. Thank a straight person today for your existence, a man and a woman, and it says straight pride. And this is what Danielle Smith is under fire for. Good people disobey bad laws. And it's kind of weird because, I mean, there was hundreds and hundreds of people. This is at the Calgary Stampede. Hundreds, probably thousands of people line up to take photos with Danielle Smith, and Pierre Poilievre was there as well. They just don't have the ability to scan everybody's shirt, everybody's hat, everybody's backpack, whatever it is, to make sure that it's politically correct and that it doesn't go against like their political values or beliefs or the narrative or whatever it is. It's a funny shirt. Now, should Danielle Smith be the front page news because of this? I don't think so, but Global News seems to think otherwise. What message does Danielle Smith's straight pride photo send to Albertans? And this is an entire article about the matter. A controversial photo of Premier Danielle Smith posing with a man in straight pride t-shirt at the Calgary Stampede this weekend is causing a stir. Smith's office released a statement Monday saying the premier didn't read his shirt and obviously doesn't agree with its message. Pierre Poilievre also did the same thing. She has always been clear that she supports the LGBTQ plus community and will continue our work to make sure they feel safe in our province. And like, to wrap things up on the LGBTQ side of things, no one's disagreeing with consenting adults being gay or part of the LGBTQ alphabet mafia. Like, you do you, boo. It's more around keeping and protecting our minors away from this stuff. Minors should not be exposed to probably political content, the politicization of gender ideology, and that whole thing. They can, just like voting, just like buying alcohol, just like buying tobacco, just like driving a car, explore those things when they reach a certain age. That seems to be the most logical consensus around this topic. But as for consenting adults to be gay, do whatever, I mean, you be you, man. No one has an issue with that. So, I mean, is it an appropriate shirt? I don't know. I'll pass the question off to you. I'm sure a lot of people here will think it's funny. There's probably a lot of people that will think that it's just immature and that it shouldn't be, shouldn't have done that. And that kind of hurts Danielle Smith's reputation. But I'd love to read what you guys think down below. Let's take a look at this video.
Between a photo op with the Prime Minister and flipping pancakes at Calgary Stampede, Alberta's Premier is catching heat after a Stampede photo circulated online. In it, Danielle Smith posed with a man wearing a neon green shirt. The front reads, "Thank a straight person today for your existence," while "good people disobey bad laws" is written on the back.
Clearly a disturbing t-shirt, and I think a case of we're seeing where more and more people are feeling emboldened to share hateful and discriminatory comments. In fact, even wear it on a t-shirt.
That's Christopher Wells, a professor who specializes in sexual and gender minority studies. He explains why the shirt is offensive to the LGBTQ plus community.
I don't know too many heterosexual people who walk down the street and I think twice about holding their partner's hand because they don't have to worry about slurs or violence coming their way.
In a statement of Global News, Smith's office says the Premier didn't read his shirt and obviously doesn't agree with its message, and that Smith has always been clear she supports the LGBTQ plus community. Wells says while he appreciates Smith denouncing the photograph, there are still questions.
What does this teach us? What does this show us? it really demonstrates how much more work that we actually need to be doing in the province, and that starts with the premier.
Meantime, political scientist Wayne Bratt questions where Smith's staffers were.
Someone should not have allowed that person to get close to the premier.
He says while politicians take photos with a lot of people at Stampede, Smith should have skipped the man with the neon green shirt.
If you were a member of the trans community, which is already feeling ostracized, which is already feeling demonized, how safe do you feel right now? If you're the premier of all Albertans, does that include sexual minorities?
Safe Kaiser, Global News.
It's interesting because, I mean, yes, the shirt is there to obviously trigger people. Why else would you wear a shirt like that? But let's see what it is. Thank a straight person for your existence. Straight pride. It's more the straight pride aspect that would probably trigger people. But thank a straight person for your existence. If it ended there, I believe that there would be significantly less controversy around the matter, because factually that's true. Factually it's true. Straight pride is a dig at like pride. I get it. There's no way around it. There's no, oh, well, it's this and that. It's a complete dig. And I mean, whether you agree with it or not, obviously it's having massive controversy, since even we're talking about this on the YouTube channel and that they're talking about it in mainstream media. But without further ado here, let's take a look at this video here about a pride family in Alberta.
Filled with pickup trucks and small town charm, you'll find a very colorful home surrounded by rainbow flags that often need replacing.
See, so there's like an argument as well to be made that, and this isn't a dig at the gay community, this isn't a dig at anything, but just the fact that you can put up all of these, like, it's not even rainbow flags, it's putting up a bunch of flags on your property, making it I mean, there's a reason. I mean, there's an argument for like the curb appeal to be lowered. There's stratas that prevent this from happening, right? You can't really do like whatever it is that you want on your property. You can't just park, 17 cars on your front lawn and in your driveway, but just because you own the land, you just can't do that. There's like certain bylaws around that stuff. And so, I mean, it's not a dig at the flags. It sucks that I have to bring this up because of the flags in the video that we're watching right now. But I think a lot of people get triggered, not because of like a pride flag, but because, like, look at you, what you're doing. You look like the crazy cat lady with like a bajillion plants in your front yard, like potted plants, but then instead of potted plants, it's flags. And it's just weird. This culture war is just so weird, and so many people are done with this.
Puts out more. Sometimes their friends help too.
The first time they stole the big rainbow, like, it's gone. But we have very wonderful neighbors who replaced it for us.
For Candace Kickstra, it's just part of being a mom.
How was the test?
When two of her teenagers came out as queer, the family questioned whether or not they should stay. Lacombe is a little city with well-established conservative values.
I'm out at school, kind of. I'm not very loud at school just because it's...
Well, you're loud with your hair.
Not fantastic all the time.
For Jonathan Lescombe, it hasn't always been the easiest place to be gay.
I only came out in 2021 because of the place I live. When I was young, people shouted the F slur down the street. They shouted, you were kicked out of businesses. You were looked at with utter disgust because of the way you dress.
2 years later, Lescombe is not only out in his city, he tries to be as visible as he can, as the founder and executive director of Lacombe's first Pride Society.
One of my hopes is that one day, again, that everyone here can exist, can be themselves.
Right. So by your own logic, people that have traditional values of a man and a woman getting married and having children, which is the only way that people have actually been born and reproduced to the level of what we've seen with humankind, is a man and a woman got together and made babies, right? And so it's a little weird that there's that there's this like spotlight being put on by the mainstream media, by the federal government, by the woke radical left, it seems, of spreading a light on minorities that want to not be a minority, but want to like present themselves like a blossoming flower to the world with bright, bright colors and that stand out, that say, I'm a single person, or I'm a small group of people, I'm in a minority, but I take up way more space than the majority. And that's kind of where a lot of people are getting pissed off with, is like, okay, everyone can just fit in and wear like normal clothes and be regular people. You don't have to be this like glorious superstar, because if everyone's a superstar, nobody's a superstar. We're kind of headed in that direction. But nonetheless, I'd like to wrap this video up before I just go down this crazy tangent. What do you think about Danielle Smith's controversy and backlash of her taking a photo with the dude wearing that shirt of straight pride? Do you think that they should have been vetted? Do you think it's not a big deal? I'd love to know what you guys think down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop linked right up there. Or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this, you can do so by clicking or tapping right there to watch the next upcoming video. And if you want to watch a little bit of different content, but also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.